All right, everyone, welcome to round one of the first annual, hopefully it's annual, Magnitude Meta Meltdown. So if you've watched NGS before, it should look vaguely familiar to you. Wow, teams are ready to go. Let's go to Infernal Shrines. The main difference is there are some heroes that have been banned before the tournament started. I have a list of those. We'll go over them here in just a moment. And then as the tournament progresses, as heroes are used, they will not be available for the remainder of the tournament, I believe. So tanks that are not available, we got Diablo and Johanna. Bruisers, we've got Dahaka and Hogger. Ranged Assassin, we've got Chromie, Junkrat, and Vala. Melee Assassins, we have Maev. And healers, we have Anduin and Brightwing. All of the weird support characters are available, so will we see Abathur, Medivh, Lost Vikings, or Zarya? Who knows? It's anyone's call. So Magnitude won the coin flip, and they opted to pick the first map, so they've taken us to Infernal Shrines here. And that means Heavy Group Therapy will be picking first. And in addition to all the other bands, they do not want to see Taika. And I was just wondering if you were going to see a Cho ban. You wouldn't see it in a regular NGS game, but tonight, probably not a bad idea. Punk says, no, Cho. You must go. Although Punk's not as much of a poet as I am, I don't know if he would have been that clever about it. But either way, he has gotten rid of Cho. We'll see who Heavy Group Therapy wants to get rid of. No Stukov. Ooh, we love Stukov here. Magnitude not playing with their normal tank tonight. They have Divine subbing in for Wraithling. I don't know if he's going to be here for the second game or not, but I know he's not here for the first one, so we'll have to see if they make that swap or they stick with Divine. It may depend on how well they play. Wraithling may have just Wally Pipped himself. He'll never play again. If you don't know who Wally Pip is, go to Wikipedia. Look it up, kids. Look it up. These are things you should know. All right, Deathwing is gone. Let's see who the first hero to participate tonight will be. Who is the number one draft pick? We see Blaze. Tank Blaze? Offlane Blaze? Who knows? Only the Shadow knows. And who does Magnitude come back with here? We see a Nubrek. And we see Ariel. Ariel's seeing a nice little bump in popularity the last couple of months with some recent changes. She got a little bit nerfed the last time there were changes to her, but I think she's still in a really good place. Seeing her a lot in Storm League, seeing her a lot in competitive games like this. And she'll be faced off against Lucio and Tassadar. Infernal Shrines, I wonder if we'll see the Tassadar auto attack build. Always popular. You get to kill 3 of the little monkeys at once. It's my favorite, but I know other people have differing opinions. They're welcome to them. Who does Punk not want to play against? No Mephisto. Sadly, Chromie has been banned out for the entire tournament, so Punk, the one-time Chromie master, will just have to not one-trick his way through the tournament. I think we can all agree that's probably good. If you group therapy, you're really thinking about it. And they come back with Lee Oric. So no Dead Man. I would guess we'll see two DPS. See Falstad, we see Sonya, so Punk, I'm assuming, reserving some kind of a magey thing for himself. And we'll see what heavy group therapy wants to do. Some more CC for Sonya, not a bad idea. I wouldn't hate like an Uther tank here and let Blaze go in the off lane, but I don't know what the intention is for that Blaze. So, see Tracer, and we see ETC. I still don't know if Blaze is a tank or an off lane. We'll just have to see how they line up. And what is Punk going to play? I predict it's going to be Ming, but that's just a prediction. Whatever it is, he is really giving it some thought, ladies and gentlemen. And he gets Jaina in the best Jaina skin that there is. The old. Now I can't remember what it's called. I was going to say Broodlord, but that's a StarCraft thing. That's not a Warcraft thing. So, chat, save me. Tell me what that skin is called. It's something Lord, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's been a long day. It's only 8 o'clock. Feels like midnight. Too much work today. All right, chat. What do you think? Who has a better draft? I think on this map, I'm going to give the nod to Magnitude for the Sonya because she can really just get in there and spin in the objective. But um, I'm also intrigued by the heavy group therapy draft. I like the idea of that ETC maybe going off lane and just stage diving in. You get that. Blaze has all the stuns you need. ETC sliding around. It could be very, very tricky for a DPS that steps up just one step too far. It could be lights out for them. So Lucio may have his hands full, keeping everyone popped off. Right. Here we go. I apologize if I'm a little bit rusty. It's been forever since I've actually been behind the wheels here. And I'm going to cheat. So we've got Uga on the Tassadar, and Moby1 on the Blaze, Teal on the ETC, Morales APC on the Lucio, and Xune on Tracer. In the Red Trunks, we have Amy 820 on the Falstad, B-Man on the Nubarak, Punk on the Jaina, Captain Roberts on the Sonya, and Divine on the Ariel. So with that, let's get some talents up here. And let's go to the mid lane. Why do we go to the mid lane? Tradition, of course. See if anyone. Whoops. There we go. Man, I'm rusty. Oh. And if you like burgers, it's a good time for you. We have a dead cow on the field. But it's still early. He will be back. There we go. Let's see some more of the action there. All right, so Magnitude not wasting any time going to lanes out, but maybe Beeman laying a little trap there. And I do not know why I'm having problems moving the map, so I apologize. It's going to be a little bit jerky. I'll get that fixed before the next game. Till then, we'll be scrolling around. Magnitude grabbing the camp, their camp. Heavy group therapy grabbing the neutral camp. And Magnitude thinks they might be coming up for their camp. They probably are. Tassadar steps into the bush, and Tassadar gets to go sit down and think about what he's done for a few minutes. It's early. Rose timers are short. Not that much experience. Magnitude's got a small XP lead, but not much. In fact, I think it's about 0 at this point. So they are however, looking at that camp on the other side. So I don't know if they're going to take it. I think they're just kind of posturing to make sure heavy group therapy doesn't take it. Heavy group therapy cleans up that camp in the mid, and now they are in looking at the camp. ETC gets stunned. The wall gives him a nice safe exit, though. And they are going to take that camp. Magnitude's going to back up and let them. Well, this just in. Maybe not. I slide onto the new Barak. I stun. I see some low nameplates for blue. Divine getting a little bit low, but I don't think anyone's going to go down here. First altar will be up at the top. That is, what, Arcane, I think? Let's give the offlaner some love. Here they are. Killing minions in the middle. Doing the Lord's work right there. And if you're getting a top camp, I would expect Heavy Group Therapy to probably do the same. Amy getting a little bit low. I imagine Falsetto back. Yeah, get healthy and probably fly in. So Heavy Group Therapy electing not to take that top camp. And they're going to head up to the objective. Going to walk by an unsuspecting Roberts. And that wall makes it very, very hard for him to get away. He's really low. Tracer finishes the job. Oh, Nubrak's kind of out no man's land. Does he have a slide left? It looks like maybe he doesn't, so he's just gonna buy his team a couple seconds there. And we still don't have the objective started. Team's really, really close in XP, so there won't be a 7 advantage for anyone. They'll be straight up even. So Heavy Group Therapy starting the objective. What did Tassadar do? No, he didn't go the auto with the talent. He went Shock Ray. I think that's what it's called. Static charge for the Shock Ray talent. That's what it is. In a minute. Magnitude coming in. They're already down by 25, so more than halfway for Heavy Group Therapy. Beam in with the aggressive stun. I think Tracer's going to be able to pop out of that. Team's brawling a little bit here, ignoring the objective for now. So Magnitude definitely with the beefier health bars right now. Sonya's starting to spin to win. But Heavy Group Therapy coming back in. 31, they only need 9 more if I can do the math, and I believe I can. Although Magnitude starting to catch up. Blue only needs 6 more, 5 more. I think they're probably going to get it. Lucio just finished his quest. Good for him. Oh, nice dive in there, but everyone managed to get out. Blaze is going to be really, really low leaving. He suffered more than anyone else for that, I think. So we have an Arcane Punisher for blue. They're going to pop it over the wall. It's down halfway. I think they're going to burn through this pretty quickly. They're going to lose a little bit of the fort, but I don't think they're going to lose a ton. So they didn't lose a lot from that objective. XP is still even, so it's going to be a race to 10. Blue does have the top camp available that they didn't take before the objective, so they'll have that, and that'll be pushing, so they can get that pushing in a lane, and then maybe focus their attention on another lane and force Magnitude to make a decision here. We'll have to see how that goes. Blaze going up top, get that soak, maybe push a little bit. He doesn't have a wave yet, but getting ready for when he does. He got a little wave. Not a big wave, though. He will when that camp gets there. Meantime, Magnitude's taken their camp on the bottom half of the map. They've been a little more aggressive by getting to those camps. Hiding in the bushes, being sneaky. Uh-oh, he stepped up a little bit. He does get slid for his trouble and booped out, but I think everyone's going to be safe. That wall is making it tough to keep everyone alive, though. Oriel doing the Lord's work there. Keeping everyone alive. I'd like to see Blue take that bottom camp. We'll see if they do, because Oriel was really, really low. Both teams have 10 now. Let's see, what do we have? We have Black Hole. Blaze still thinking about it. What is that? That is Mosh. Nope. Yeah, Mosh. Bunker drop for ETC. We'll get back to those here in a second. Oriel with the whip, but the camp is still taken by Blue. We have High Five from Lucio, so a lot of cleanses. And Tracer takes the Sticky Bomb. We've got Mighty Gust from Falstad. Cocoon from Anubarak. Jaina with the Water Elemental. Sonya with the Leap. And Oriel with the, I believe that's Crystal Aegis. So nothing too out of the ordinary here. Blue looking to wait to see red walk away from the camp. And now they know it's safe to take it. Red, in the meantime, is going to go up and take their top camp yet again. It's kind of interesting that the camps are now going to be on kind of an alternate cycle here. They won't be up at the same time. It'll be the blue camp, then the red camp, then the blue camp, at least till someone breaks the cycle. So we'll have to see if that gives anyone an advantage. Captain Robert's chasing the Blaze down, but Blaze is okay. He's going to be able to get away. Not a lot of structure damage here. Oh, Punk, be careful. Got some walls down, a little bit of damage to the top right red fort, but no buildings down at this point. We've got a red camp pushing in the top lane. Sonya's there, Blaze to defend, and in the mid lane we have a blue camp pushing. But I think they're going to make short work of it, and then teams will be ready to hit the objective. It is now active, and it's been started. Heavy group therapy, once again, earlier to the objective. So they've got a small lead, but Magnitude chases them away and says, hey, let us get a couple, and then they take the lead. So we'll go back and forth a little bit. We'll see who pulls the trigger. No one's using ult except Jaina, and she'll have hers back in 8 seconds, so everyone's just itching for a fight here. I don't know who's going to start it. Tassadar tries to start it with the black hole in the force wall. Blaze has to use his bunker to keep himself alive. I don't know if it's gonna help. It does not, or it'll take him down. However, a lot of low nameplates for Magnitude here. They do have the lead on the objective, and they have taken the objective. So we have a Mortar Punisher that'll be pushing the bottom lane. Heavy group therapy with 3 to defend. Blaze will be back in a second. I assume he will just head up to the top lane. Captain Roberts on Sonya, just getting soak up there. Kind of double soaking back and forth. Just winning that soak race. Oh wow, that's really, really even. We do have action with the keep wall. The fort has gone down, so the first building has been taken. They do get the Punisher to boop himself over the wall, and I don't think it's going to touch the keep before they get it killed. Okay, it took a swipe of the keep, so it kind of counts a coup, but that was all. Magnitude going to be looking at this camp on their way out. I think it's theirs. I don't think Heavy Group Therapy get there in time. They're going to instead start that top camp. So like I said, we're going to go back and forth, blue, red with those camps. So it's going to be Blue's turn to shine. Magnitude is also taking their other camp in the bottom. So we'll have a pretty big wave coming down in the bottom lane. So Heavy Group Therapy will have to stop and deal with that. So we'll see if Magnitude gets them pushed somewhere else. And I apologize. That camp's going to come to the mid lane. Come on. I have played this map before. I swear I have. It doesn't sound like it, but I really have. Magnitude getting cheeky. They're going to take camps even on the other side of the map. They've been really good with keeping that camp pressure up. So they've gotten some of the wall down. They should get the rest of the wall down here. PDQ. And are they going to pressure this mid fort? They've got 4-5 here. It sure looks like they are. I think Captain Robert's looking to leap on someone, but that close to the fort, that might not be the play. Nice wall to Tassadar to convince some people to leave that area shortly. Oh, but the stun, the unstoppable on ETC is going to keep him alive. Wow, I think that was the sticky bomb, perhaps Tracer popping off here, and wow, that black hole, nice save. I thought Tassadar was going to grab a couple kills, but instead, it was him that was no longer with us. So it's 4v4, but well, scratch that. It's 4v3, but now we have a mosh. We have all 4 members of the red team caught in it. They don't have the DPS to burst anyone down, and Tracer and Lucio go down for their troubles. So it was a pretty mosh, but unfortunately, they just weren't able to capitalize on it. So now ETC has no friends for the next 8 seconds, then Tassadar will be coming back to play with him. Until then, Magnitude gets to pretty much do what they want. They're going to take this wall. I don't know how much the keep they're going to get. Blaze will be back down 8 seconds. We've got Tassadar and ETC at full health. They're ready to defend. So they might get some little chip damage on that keep, but I don't think they're going to get much more. Well, I might have been wrong about that. B-Man says, I'm going to go in and I'm going to die, but I've got beetles. I can tank this all day. He is not impressed. The keep's going to get about 60%, something like that. And we've got the next objectives coming up. It is going to be a frozen shrine, which will freeze buildings. So this would be one to get. If you only get one kind, this is my favorite one to get. Heavy group therapy jumping on the objective right away. They've got 10 in the blink of an eye, and that number is climbing. Everyone has ults up except Bunker Drop for Blaze is down. Jaina's is Water Elemental is down for 10 seconds, but we should see a fight here. Heavy group therapy had to go clear that top lane, so they lost a little bit of an advantage. They're only down by 7 though. So, Sonya with the leap. A lot of unstoppables coming out. Nice play, Lucio. I'm assuming that was Lucio. They got that cleansed off with the old high five. And here we see a mosh. We caught one in it, but it's Blaze that goes down. Magnitude's got some low nameplates, but it seems like heavy group therapy is just not able to get to the people in the back line. The people in the back line are allowed to walk away with very little health. So they get that frozen punisher, and that frozen punisher is going to be on a keep. We'll see if heavy group therapy can do something to pull it between the keeps or between the keep and the core or something like that. We'll have to see what old John Cena wants to do here. Well, they pull him away from the keep. Nicely done, nicely done. In the meantime, that keep is probably going to fall anyway, because it's got the Wrath of Magnitude behind it. And nice slide from ETC. B-Man's going to get away. Lucio, however, will not be that lucky. ETC, I think he's going to go down. Sonya makes sure that he goes down by leaping onto his face. That wasn't very polite, Captain Roberts. Come on now. And Punisher's on the core. We've only got 3 people up for heavy grip therapy. We've only got 2 people up. And I think Magnitude's going to have the DPS to seal the deal. And that is going to be game 1 in the books for Magnitude. 15 minutes and 12 seconds. All right, let's head over to the old scorecard, shall we? And I get to do one of my favorite things in HOTS. The only power I have as a caster is to give people... I got the pick wrong. That was their pick. Is to give people a point. So I'm going to give Magnitude a point. So they are up 1-0 in this best of 3. Will we see 3 or will we see a sweep? I don't know. Only the shadow knows. We will see when we come back. I'm going to send you guys to a break and see if I can fix my little mouse issue. And we will see you on the other side.
Hey, y'all out there. If you're going to get through the summer, you need stamina. You need strength. You need Takis Finley's Bust Your Workout. You want a beach body for the first time in your timid little life? Well, I got the toughest fitness program in the multiverse. But you cannot argue with results. I guarantee I can turn anybody into a rock-solid hero.
Looks like you need a timeout.
Takis Finley, Bust Your and Takis Finley are not responsible for damage inflicted by cannonballs, ghost pirates, enemy minions, garden terrors, web weavers, dragon knights, or immortals. Please consult the sport class to determine if Bust Your is right for you. All sales final. As I was saying, I can transform any... Now listen, you know none of this is legally binding, right? Hell, it's about summertime.
For millennia, Azeroth has celebrated the Lunar Festival. We observe it here in the Nexus as well. We visit with family and venerate our elders and ancestors, or whoever. In preparation, we clean our houses of the dirt and grime of the past year. We try our best to pay our outstanding debts. And to start again with a clean slate, we settle all our grudges. Some folks have quite a few outstanding grudges. And now, with our families around us and everyone ready, let the Lunar Festival begin!
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
Let's do this! Woohoo!
All right, welcome back. Sorry, a little technical difficulty there. But in the meantime, while I was fiddling around with my mouse settings, Heavy Group Therapy has decided they want to take the map pick, and they have picked Garden of Terror. And the teams looks like they are ready. I will let them know I am ready. And we'll go. So, chat, who's your MVP for game one? I don't really have a player. I'm going to say the macro for magnitude. That's going to be my MVP. They just seemed like they were a little crisper getting the camps when they popped. Maybe not as crisp getting to the objective, but they were able to make some hay while the sun was shining. And Wraithling is back, but but Divine is still in. Oh, okay, so Wraithling is going to replace B-Man. So I would assume Wraithling's going to tank, but I'm not sure if that's actually accurate or not. So we will see. Magnitude gets hero picks, so they get the first ban because Heavy Grip Therapy picked the map. And we will see who they decide to get rid of first. You go look at the band list. I can't remember if it was Dahaka banned. Yeah, Dahaka was banned, so that's why we're not seeing them as bands. Dahaka and Hagar were the bruisers that were banned. So Diablo and Jahan tanks. Ranged Assassin, Chromie, and Junkrat. I have on the melee side, and Anduin and Brightwing. So we get rid of Garrosh, and then we get rid of Phoenix. I don't know enough about the two teams to really pick out target bands, so I don't know whether there's a particular player over there who is an amazing Garrosh or an amazing Phoenix, but those are still decent bands regardless. And Stitches. No one going to be getting hooked over the walls. It'd be good news if I were in the game because I think I have a magnet in my butt that directs the hook to go right to me. I swear. Who does heavy grip therapy not want to see? They don't want to see Stukov. Can't blame them. Stukov is pretty doggone amazing. Look the script on this game. Magnitude gets first pick, so they get to set the tone and the tempo here. I'm gonna guess they're gonna grab a tank. I don't know why. It feels right to me. Or maybe the Oriole again. Well, nope. Can they play the Oriole? No, I don't think they can. So there's Greymane. I did make a request before the game for one of the teams to play Thrall with the new skin. I've seen pictures of it, but I actually haven't seen it in game yet. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I might have to spend the money and buy that afterwards when this game is over. Oh, we see Uther. Uther's going to be coming out with a Naughty Hammer, going after Greymane. Greymane diving in too far might be met with an unwelcome surprise. And Sylvanas is the second pick. Sylvanas, not my war chief. Oh, Thrall. We punk with the Thrall. Remind me to thank him after the game. I get to see it. It's just so different. I like it. I like it a lot. Captain Roberts with the Leoric. So the dead man does get to play this game. I guess he's not dead. He's undead. Yeah, I think he's undead technically. I hate to get that right and have all the lore police come after me. We cannot have that now, can we? What we also cannot have is Rhaegar in this game. Rhaegar will be sitting down and taking a break. Who are we going to get rid of? Who was the last ban? It is going to be May. It's going to be May, as Justin Timberlake once said. But it will not be May in this game. Oh, Samuro. The weird grossness is coming out early. The variant. I don't know. Is that a taunt variant? Or is Uther going to be the tank and variant's going to, I don't know, smash? I guess he could go twin blades. A lot of camps on this map. I don't know. We'll have to wait until 4 and see what variant picks. Not a lot of blow up behind that. I mean, you taunt and then you stun with Uther, so you don't have to have a lot of quick blow up. So maybe they can kill people that way. Meanwhile, we see Murden. That's a lot of stun right there, and we see Alex Straza. So they got a dragon, a wolf, an orc. Very festive and diverse group. And Alarak. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Heavier Therapies draft, but it could be very, very disconcerting to play against. Samura will be all over the place taking camps. Alarak gets a couple kills, and then, he's just throwing sadism all over the place. Apologies, there's the draft. Yeah, B-Man, I noticed that right after you said that. So unfortunately, that 30-second delay bit me in the butt. But I do appreciate you keep me on the up and up, sir. If I do anything else stupid, I expect you to let me know. All right, let's get into game two. Will it be a short two-game series with Magnitude tasting the sweet champagne of victory? Or will Heavy Group Therapy have something to say about that and force the crucial game three that everyone else wants to see? I'm sure Haas fans everywhere would like to see that game three. Magnitude just wants to put this one to bed. They'd be okay with a nice 10-minute victory here, but I don't think they're going to get it. I just got a hunch this one might be going three, folks. All right, let's get in game. And look, I can scroll now. Look at me go. Whee! Zoom it back out. All right, I'm going to cheat once again. For blue, Uka on the Sylvanas, Mobi1 on Samuro, Teal on the Varian, Morales NPC on the Uther, and Exune on the Alarak. Then for Magnitude, we've got Punk on the Thrall, the Cell Shaded Thrall, Wraithling on Muradin, Divine on Alexstrasza, Captain Roberts on the Auric, and Amy 820 on the Greymane. And let's go to center. Oh, well, actually, maybe we're not all going center. Maybe tradition is broken. Although I think cheesing with Sylvanas is also a tradition, so just a minor tradition. So Merle just going to provide him a little vision and do just enough to keep everyone occupied, while Black Arrows reign supreme down in the bottom lane. They're going to get... they almost get that tower. Magnitude's going to come down here and tell them to shoo, but the damage has been done. Let's pop up the talents there. Oh, Alarak might be losing that sadism early. Nope, he turns around, gets a nice little heal there. What did he take? Overwhelming power. So he wants to hit people with Discord Strike. Got it. Any other stacking quests? I mean, Murden's got the... that one, but he didn't take the other stacking talents, so nope. Looks like we're just going to play it straight up. No one's really hunting for sacks, other than Alarak, who's always looking for sacks of sadism, and Uther going silver touch, but he didn't take the one that he has hit something 75 times. I can't remember what it's called. I should know these things, but I don't. Like I said, it was a long day. So Heavy Group Therapy taking no time here. They are going to be jumping all over their camps, and a little change from what we saw last game. Magnitude is taking their camps on the other side of the map. So there'll be a nice blue push in the mid and the bottom lane. Got red and blue camps in the mid, so those camps will probably just neuter each other. But they'll also have a push in the top lane. Heavy Group Therapy taking advantage of that circle of protection there from the camp in the bottom lane. So it's only Wraithling. He can just look at them sternly and ask them not to come forward, but that's not going to be enough. There's Thrall with his new sexy skin, so he's going to come down there and help, but we gets pulled back in silence for his trouble. So they're going to be able to take care of the other tower there, and that wall is going to go down, so that camp will have unfettered access to the fort, and Wraithling does go down, so Lana's putting the poison all over his face, and Alarak gets a nice little chunk of sadism there. Looks like they're going to head to the objective here, so they're going to leave Punk to deal with that while they get rid of the little objective guarding monkeys, whatever they're called. However, Magnitude takes the entire top fort down while I wasn't paying attention, so even if they don't get this first objective, they definitely got value out of it. And they've got a camp walking in that top lane. So heavy group therapy is going to have some decisions to make. And they're going to get another camp up there if blue doesn't come up there and contest it. So that's going to be a really, really big push for this early in the game. So are they going to be thinking part of the keep wall? Samuro snuffs it out, but it's only his one against the other two. So he's going to do a good job of cleaning up that camp. And heavy group therapy did get the objective, and then they get a nice taunt onto Greymane, and then Uther with the kill. That's going to be kind of devastating. You get the taunt, and just you're waking up, Uther hits you right in the forehead with that hammer. Uther could be kind of a mean drunk sometimes, I think. Captain Roberts is low, but he's going to be able to wraith walk out of there. He's going to have to go grab some health from somewhere. Lilana gets stunned, but she's able to survive. No damage. She just took a nice little 1.5 second siesta. She's fine. This objective right in the middle of the map, so no one's really got an advantage. I guess Magnitude has a small advantage because they actually have a top lane, so maybe, yeah. I don't think that fountain's any closer to the one mid lane, so I don't think it really gives them an advantage here. So should be an even fight. XP very, very close, so I don't think we're going to have a 10 advantage for anyone for more than a couple seconds. Heavy group therapy actually a little bit ahead there, so. But I think it's going to be tense for both teams very, very, very quickly. Nobody wants to be the one to start it, so Wraithling walks up and says, I'll start it, and oops. Sorry, I missed that. Alex Johnson went down. Sylvanas taking her out. Punk Thrall, he is going to be able to back up to safety, but Greymane is going to be able to clear up that camp in no time. But in the meantime, we've got a little action here at the objective. Samuro had to back off. He was a little bit low. We get the taunt onto Thrall. The taunt, and then the silence, and then the arrows, and then he gets to take a little break. So enjoy your siesta, sir. And in the meantime, the objective has been taken by heavy group therapy. So they've got two. Punk says everything has gone all gray. He may be concussed. Don't let him go to sleep. Actually, that's a wives' tale. You can let him go to sleep. That's fine. Heavy group therapy taking advantage of the 5v4, and they're going to grab a camp. I don't know if they're going to grab the big camp at the top there. That's probably not the wisest thing. Although, with that kill, they will actually have that 10 advantage that I said was not going to happen. It's happening, folks. So, they're going to have it for just a few seconds. I don't know that they're going to be able to do anything with it. But they should be able to walk around safely and not worry about Magnitude starting any trouble. So, they're going to grab that camp. Next objective is on Magnitude's side of the map, but both teams will have 10. And everybody's ult will be available. Samuro's is up in 8. Everyone else has theirs now. Oh, look, Murrow didn't finish his quest. Congratulations, Wraithling. Well played, sir. Well played. You got to 10. All right. That top lane that doesn't have a fort to help defend it has a camp. So Samuro's going to have to take care of that camp, which means Magnitude does have a man advantage at the objective, and heavy group therapy sees what's going on, and they're just going to give that. They were up 2-0, now they're up 2-1, so no problem for them. Camp in the bottom, almost taken care of, but Roberts is in a whole world of trouble, I think. He does get silenced, but the silence fades. He's able to wraith walk away, but then he gets taunted out of the wraith walk, and then he gets stunned. Nice little chain of events there for heavy group therapy. Wraithling jumps in, Varian protects, and then he gets an unstop. I assume Divine Shield. I assume that was no, that wasn't the Divine Shield. I don't know what that unstoppable was then. All I know is he had it. Roberts is back. He's able to cheat death as he likes to do. They throw the earthquake down and get the entomb, but don't get anybody in the entomb, and they get Varian, but Varian's able to walk away, and then he protects. He's back up to like 50% health. Uh-oh, the mind control has gotten Thrall. Thrall's going to be pulled back. He gets stunned and then taunted, and then he is dead. And Alarak gets stronger with 118 sadism, so he is going to get out of control. As Senator Fred Thompson says in Hunt for Red October, this will get out of control, this will get out of control, and people will die. And Wraithling proves him right as Varian takes out Muradin. Although the tower is going to have something to say about it, they do get out of tower range, so the tower aggro is gone. Alex Straza telling people to get the heck out of her zone, doing some damage. However, the objective does go over to blue, so Heavy Group Therapy will have some big plants marching with them. Samuro pushing in that top lane. Mid just going alone. Looks like Heavy Group Therapy is going to devote some manpower to the bottom lane where they already have that wall down. So now they have the rest of the wall down, and little plant thing comes out. And we'll start attacking the fort. I think this fort is probably gone. Well, maybe not. Managed putting on a little show of force there and telling Heavy Group Therapy to get away. So they do save the fort. Will they save the mid fort? And what about the top fort? Oop, Alarak finished a quest. So I think Roberts is going to be able to take care of the top one. A little bit of damage. Oh, man. Something about that camp, that's a big blind spot for me. That's twice I missed a kill down there. So, sorry, Wraithling. I'll have to go back on the replay and see how they got you there. Mid fort almost going down. A couple minions, and it does go down. So they get the periodic catapults and XP. And Heavy Group Therapy also looking to take the bottom fort. Thrall gets silenced and taunted and stunned. Oh, Sylvanas. No, I thought Sylvanas was going to go a little chase there, but nope. They're settling for the fort. So still got the top fort for magnitude, but they're minus their other two forts. It's exactly the opposite for Heavy Group Therapy. They do not have the top. They do have the other one. I'm not going to miss another kill down here. Let's go look at this camp. Camp has still not been taken yet. So many people getting low. So many spells being used. Wraithling jumps in. A lot of low health bars for the blue, and Varian's invulnerable. He gets the shield, but that doesn't matter. Thrall is able to finish him off, and that's going to be a 5v3. So Magnitude can grab the objective, but they say, hey, with this disadvantage, we don't need the objective right now. Let's get some camps. Let's take some other stuff. So we'll see if they push a building or if they just fall back and grab the objective. I wouldn't hate seeing someone go up to get that top camp too, especially with that top fort being gone, but they might also just hang out here and get the objective. That's not a bad play, to be honest. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Graython's going to hang out in the bush and just make sure nobody shows up looking for trouble. And Alex Straza gets a globe to reward her. And we've got 2-0, so Heavy Group Therapy's got to guard that objective every time from now on, because the next one they give up is going to be big plants marching into their face. Mid fort gone, so we're now just, well, her map looks pretty even. We do have 16s for blue, and we have them now for red, so not much of a difference in time there. So this game's been pretty even talent-wise, even the first one too. Not a lot of talent advantages to be played with, so Magnitude going to grab that camp. They're up there for the objective anyway, so might as well. Might as well do something while you're waiting, and they got another 9 seconds to wait. Tick-tock, Mr. Wick, tick-tock. Varian getting cheeky with the banner. Leoric says, nope, no banners here, sir. Oh, Earthquake comes out, doesn't really get anybody, but it does zone people out and get the objective, so I would say that was an ult well spent. Ooh, that is going to end badly for Varian. He is caught in the entomb. Can they get the Alarak and get that sadism down to 0? That is a question. He is rooted. He is invulnerable. Is he going to be able to get away? I think he probably is. A little telekinesis to get out. Well, if he gets stunned, I might be singing a different tune there. And no, the long chase is rewarded, and Magnitude is able to take Alarak down. So we've got 5v3 for 13 more seconds. We've got some red plants marching right to left. Magnitude devoting a lot of their attention to the top lane, in fact, all their attention to the top lane, so that keep is going to go down. I don't think Heavy Good Therapy has a whole lot to say about it. They might have to back up. There are 4 up for the defense now. And that's the end of the objective. So it is going to take out that fort at the bottom, so there are no forts left. It's so the arrow just misses there, the mind control, but it's down. We got the entomb, but Varian protects. He wasn't impressed. He lives. Wraithling is in a lot of trouble here, but he gets a huge heal from Alexstrasza. A lot of Magnitude are low, but they're hanging in there so far. And Alarak, it looks like Alarak. Ooh, is he good? No, he lives with 34 health, if I saw that correctly. We've got a lot of people low for Magnitude. The taunt, while they just haven't been able to seal the deal, they're going to get a big heal from Alexstrasza here. So looks like they're going to continue the chase, but Varian not successful. And they do get Leoric, so it's still a 1-for-1. Wraithling is able to jump out using some clever Muradin physics there. He is in a little bit of trouble, and he's mind control. Sylvanas says, nope, come back. And Alarak finishes him off. So we have 4-3 for Magnitude. And what's Heavy Group Therapy going to do? Are they going to go to the top fort? Are they going to grab this camp in the mid? Or are they going to do both? Magnitude just going to take this camp safely. I think they see most of the blue team on the map, so they're not worried about being caught, so no one's going to get ganked to that camp. So that fort does go down. We do have a little bit of pressure. That's 3 catapults in the top lane, so someone's going to have to go deal with that. They're knocking down the shield. Are they going to get any core damage? No, it looks like Samuro is going to kill them off, so no core damage. So blue does take the camp on the red side of the map. Leo watches, but can't really do anything about it. Magnitude taking some camps on the other side of the map in the bottom. They're only able to get 1. The second one, that would have been a bad idea, I think. Especially knowing the Heavy Group Therapy is going to be coming for that objective. So you know where they're going to be. They're going to be coming, as they said on South Park, they're coming right for you. So they made sure not to be there. That was probably a wise decision. So a couple camps pushing for red in the bot lane, but no hero pressure coming along with it. So I think they're going to be dealt with fairly quickly. Wraithling in the area, but that camp's going to be gone, right? They're like, well, no, they're 2 beefy boys in the back. Maybe they're going to be able to get those into range to throw some rocks at the towers. Interesting. And everybody's here. Robert's coming up oh so subtly from the top there. Oh, mind control, but just takes Punk back to the wall. That might be enough, though. He throws his Earthquake, I think, more as a defensive thing than anything else. And that caused Heavy Group Therapy to scatter a little bit. Oh, the big silence coming out, but everyone's back and healthy. In the meantime, that camp is still throwing rocks. I don't think it's going to get in range to keep. No, I think it's going to go. It's going to go down now. Samuro just swirling around like a whirling dervish, dealing damage to anyone who dares to stand within 50 yards of him there. The objective, just waiting, seeds waiting to be gathered. What's Magnitude going to do? Are they going to go clear that camp? Are they going to take the camp? Looks like a little of column A, a little of column B. Leor's going to take care of the camp. The rest of the team's going to take the camp. Samuro sees it, and a lot of people are in the area here. I don't know if anything is going to pop off here, though. It looks like it's not, but that's 2, 4, Heavy group therapy, so Magnitude's in the position of having to guard the objective from now on if they don't want to give up the plants. Not a lot to do on the map right now. That's when things can get spicy, or you can get into trouble. Sometimes you just have to be patient and wait for things to happen. I'm horrible, but about being patient, I'd be pinging all over the map. Let's go do everything at once. But that's why I don't play at this level. Magnitude's sharking around. I don't know if they're going to find anything. Heavy group therapy staying back in their base. They're not going to give them anything to really go for. 20s are here for everybody. Everybody has an ult except for Samura. Well, Sylvanas doesn't have an ult, but then Alexstrasza doesn't have a health bar right now, so she's going to go down. Wow, there are a lot of people low. Wraithling going in there, and he's low, but he's also being feisty and jumping around and stunning people. So he's gonna be able to. Well, I think he's gonna get out. Ooh, is Varian looking to come and sneak someone at a taunt? He gets a stun for his efforts. Wraithling's got to jump. He might be needing it here. Sylvanas kind of faints in there, but doesn't engage super hard. But Alarak, that silence, and then we have the taunt with the taunt into the mind control. Poor Thrall. Thrall's going to have time to think about what he has done. Alarak with 132 sadism just teeing off, and he gets enough healing. He does not care. He's here for it. Let's go, he says. Bottom keep wall about to go. We've got in the meantime, the objective was taken by heavy group therapy, so there are blue plants marching left to right. I think they're going to put some pressure on this keep once the plant gets there. Alexstrasza doing a good job of keeping everyone up and healthy for Magnitude right now. But the plant is there at the wall, so they're going to have to start dealing some damage to that plant, or this keep is going to be gone. I think they're going to keep the keep here. Yep, it's going to be almost exactly 50%. So blue in the mid, going to take the wall. Oh, Wraithling gets silenced, and then I think he might have gotten stunned here. But the wow, the Entomb comes out in the silence, but they're not able to get anyone. But then the earthquake slows everyone down. So let's see the taunt onto Murden. He is able to jump away. Varian really, really low. The mind control coming out on Leoric, but everyone's walking away, so they didn't really have the ability to turn and do anything about it. They've got some low health bars they had to worry about there. Wow, Alarak, 15 health. Dude is living right. He is still alive with 15 health. So Magnitude going to take camps on their side of the map. Heavy group therapy going to take camps on their side of the map. And the cycle continues. Magnitude does have 3 keeps, but if we look at that keep in the middle, well, it's really low, and the bottom one, well, it's really low. So I think total keep health, heavy group therapy's got them beat, but they only have 2, and Magnitude have 3. So they're getting the advantage of the, but it would be very easy to flip that. Samuro has a whole posse coming after him, so he says, all right, you can have the camp. I'm going to peace out. His friends come to back him up, but a little bit too late, so I think that was a good idea not to try and get in there and fight for that camp. That would have just been a big, fat mistake. So they're going to be able to clear this camp with absolutely no problem. And Magnitude takes another camp. And nobody has a seed yet, so the objective is not going to be here for a while. Roberts does get someone with Silence and Tomb, but he gets, I believe, that was the that wasn't the Guardian Shield. He just got an Unstoppable, and he gets out of it. A lot of ults have been burned, so I don't expect a huge fight to break out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Samuro just doing Samuro things and just chunk, chipping that cord or that keep down. That's not a cord, that's keep. And that keep is about to be nothing but a pile of rubble. So doesn't matter if I get the name right if it's not there. And is he going to go and take out the other keep? I would kind of expect it at some point. A little bit of pressure. It's just single catapult. Yeah, it's not going to do any damage. Magnitude with a big push here. They do have some catapults. They've got a camp with a little circle there. They're fighting in front of it, though. Leoric with the Silence and Tomb doesn't get anyone, and a lot of magnitude is really low right now. But they're hanging around. They're doing the smart thing, hanging around in that circle. Although that circle is about to go away, and it's 5v5 right next to the core, so Dragon time is over. Taunt comes out, but not able to really do anything with it. No follow-up there in the area. Sylvanas chasing a little bit. Mind control available. I wouldn't be surprised if she picks someone off here. Oh, although she's really low, she's going to be picking no one off, as Greymane says, sit down for a little bit. However, Uther also going down from the Silence and Tomb, and that's Samuro, and that's a 5v2 for Magnitude, and I think Varian might be going to bed too. Alarak fighting the good fight with 138 sadism, so he's getting all that healing. It's really, really hard to kill him, but unfortunately, he is the only person that's up to defend the core. He's got to go back and get some health. He was really, really low. And I don't think he's going to be able to 1v4 this, and I think, oh wow, he does live, but not much he can do about it. Core is down to 25%, 20, 15, 10, 4, 3, and the core is at 0. And that is a Magnitude sweep. 2-0 in the second game of the first round. So let's head back to the map page. Actually, no, let's go back. Let's go to the game summary. Once we get the game results. All right, what do we got here? So 12-9. So kill wise, heavy group therapy getting the better of things. Alex Straza having to do a lot more healing, and I think that's because there was a lot of damage coming. Yeah, look at that 122k from Alarak. But Magnitude just able to make the more timely plays, and I think towards the end, that macro that was so crisp in the first game, that kind of came online a little bit in the second game as well, and they were really popping off those camps and forcing them to constantly march right to left, right to left, right to left. So I'm going to tip my hat to Magnitude and say well played. I'm also going to tip my hat to Heavier Therapy and say well played. That was a really fun, entertaining series. So good games, guys. Can't wait to see what you cook up for us in round 2. So before we go, I get to do the one thing that I have any authority about, and that is I get to click a button here and say, bam. Magnitude is officially the winner, 2-0. They can win when they get first hero pick. They can win when they get the map pick. They don't care. So that is going to do it for me, guys. Not going to do any interviews tonight, but thank you all for coming out and watching, and may see you in round 2. Everyone have a good night.